Today I will talk about three things: exclaves, enclaves and landlocked countries. I was going to have my friend Jukebox voice over this, but we live in two separate time zones. It's midnight for him and it's 8 AM for me. It's very inconvenient, and I live in Britain, if you haven't noticed from my excellent voice. So I'm going to do this instead, and it's going to be a lot more British. I'm going to talk about tea and be racist a lot. So if you ever looked at a map, you'll notice that there's like countries, and there's weird countries that, so say there's a country and there's another bit of the country that's not attached to the country. Say you see that, you thought, oh my god, that's like insane, how can someone do that? How can someone govern over that? And you're like, mind blown, how is that possible? But it's possible. They're called exclaves. You need to education. For example, imagine a new country. Let's name it Orange. Then a new country to the east of it called Lemon invaded and took the middle of the country to split in two. The smaller one on the left or the right, it depends. In my diagram, they're kind of like the same size, but it doesn't matter. The smaller one's most likely called the exclaves. And if they're the same size, usually the one with the capital in it, or a really popular city in it, is known as the not exclave, the main bit, and then the bit without the capital is the exclave. There you go. So there are many different types of this if you look around the world. I mean, like, that's not a very detailed look of the world, obviously, because Google Maps won't let me zoom all the way out to get a snipe tool. What the hell? So let's find some other countries that might have an exclave. Angola is a country in Africa and is split into two. The northern part is separated from the bottom by the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Best name ever. The northern bit of it is a province of Angola called Cabinda, or Portuguese Congo, or Tchudwa. I have an extract to have to read. I'll put the link in the description, I guess. Cabinda, the Invisible Genocide by Corey Sign. From the 15th century until 1975, Cabinda was a protectorate of the Portuguese colonial forces in Congo, which is a river, if you didn't know. The area, rich in petroleum, diamonds, gold, gas, phosphates, and a host of other resources, was a boon to any occupying force. In 1974, Portuguese colonial authorities allowed the Front for the Colonial Authorities, just said that, oh my god, English, the liberation of the enclave of Cabinda, FLEC, to establish itself in the territory. FLEC had been fighting for independence since 1963. So what it's saying is the Portuguese Congo was part of Congo, and then it's fighting for independence in 1963, and then let's go back on. However, on the 11th of November 1975, forces of the MPLA, National Union for the Liberation of Angola, invaded Cabinda. So Angola invaded Cabinda because there's lots of resources there. It used to be part of the Congo, but it's not anymore. These soldiers were financially supported by American oil giant Chevron, who paid them to take over Cabindian oil fields. Ever since this invasion, Cabinda has remained an exclave of Angola, because it invaded it. Though it is not geographically connected to Angola at any point, its culture remains distinct. The Angolan economy, flourishing since the recent end of their long civil war, is highly dependent on the Cabinda oil sector. It produces roughly half of their gross domestic product, or GDP, and accounts for 90% of their export revenues. Oil production is currently between 700,000 and 900,000 barrels a day, generating approximately $8 million daily for Angola or Chevron. I don't know how much that is in pounds. That might have confused the brain. It's confused mine as well, because I can't speak. So let's move on. Russia also has an exclave, and before now, it used to be the USSR, which was Russia, obviously, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Belarus, Ukraine, Azerbaijan, Armenia, Georgia, Kurdistan, Moldova, Turkmenistan, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and Tajikistan. Did I say Ukraine? Yes, I did say Ukraine. And when Poland was invaded by Russia and Germany, it was split between them. Russia gained a bit of land, they named Kaliningrad, but it was geographically connected to Lithuania, but it was part of the same country, so it doesn't really matter. So when Lithuania left, it was no longer connected to the USSR, Russia. So it was still part of Russia, but now Lithuania was independent, so there's no way to get to it. And obviously Lithuania left in 1991. So it's disconnected, but it's very important to Russia. It holds its only navy, I think, maybe, because, like, imagine that, like, the northern and eastern parts are, like, really cold, so you can't really have a navy there, because, like, the lake's gonna freeze over. There's so many different parts, like, different exclaves in the world, so it's gonna be hard to remember them all. And I looked it up, and there was so many different, like, types. There was, like, secondarium, something like that. So I only included the first list it gave me, because, yeah. And that list is Argentina, Armenia, Australia, Azerbaijan, Austria, Bangladesh, Belgium, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Canada, Colombia, Croatia, Cyprus, Germany, India, Italy, Kurdistan, Mali, Netherlands, Oman, Russia, Spain, Tajikistan, United Arab Emirates, Uruguay and Uzbekistan. And I got through all of that without saying a single name wrong and having to start over. I did stop a few times, but I'm not counting that. So, you probably want to know what an enclave is now, if I haven't talked enough. An enclave is when a country is completely surrounded by another country. For example, here's my new thing. Say Orange. Orange is back. We should make a monarchy, like the Kingdom of the Orange. Isn't that a place before? Like the Orange, I don't know. King Summit of Orange. Orange was a country in Asia or Africa. Being right, oh my god. And then purple invaded all the land around Orange, and you've probably been really triggered by me putting purple as green or yellow. I can't tell what colour it is because I'm colourblind. Fun fact, I'm colourblind. If you didn't know that, good for you. So if purple invaded all the land around Orange, as like words, so if purple surrounded it whole, then Orange would become an enclave. But say Orange was surrounded by two countries, so purple and lemon, and on top of it is lemon, and south of it is purple, and has no access to the ocean. This wouldn't make Orange an enclave, but it would be landlocked, which is no access to the water. But an enclave also must have no access to the ocean. So the only rule is an enclave can only have one country surrounding it and no access to the ocean, but landlocked are only if they're not connected to the ocean. Yeah. Enclaves are if they're... Landlocked countries are enclaves, but if there's more than one country. There you go. All enclave countries are landlocked, I think. Yeah. Yes, I think maybe, I don't know. Look it up. Some example of enclaves are Lesotho, who is completely surrounded by South Africa, and Vatican City and San Marino, who are both in Italy. Italy's greedy. So greedy. Next, the landlocked countries. Yay! Last thing. I don't know how long this has taken. Next, the landlocked countries. Reading from my script, which I mentioned before, obviously, like 5 seconds ago. They have no access to the ocean, but they border. Right, it's just no access to the ocean. So, for example, actually, the Black Sea is connected to the ocean through the Mediterranean. So anything that borders the Black Sea aren't landlocked. But if you border the Caspian Sea does not connect to the ocean. So even if you connect to the Caspian Sea, you're landlocked, which is why these few later are landlocked. So in South America, there are 2 landlocked countries, Bolivia and Paraguay. Fun story: Bolivia used to have an access to the ocean, but being no fair, Chile or Argentina, one of the two, I'm pretty sure it's Chile actually, because Chile's closer, invaded them and took their coast, so they're landlocked now. And they have a navy for some reason, but it goes around the Amazon River, or one of the rivers. There's none in Oceania, which I would guess because they're islands. There's 15 in Africa. 15, which are Mali or Mali, that country. Niger, Burkina Faso, Chad, Central African Republic, Ethiopia, Mali, Lesotho, Swaziland, Burundi, Rwanda, South Sudan, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Uganda. That rhymed. It's like rap. Burundi, Rwanda, South Sudan, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Uganda. Okay. There's none in North America. Fun fact. There's 11 in Europe, I think. There's Luxembourg, Andorra, Austria, Moldova, Belarus, Hungary, Czech Republic or Czechia, Slovakia, Serbia, Macedonia, and Switzerland. Just gonna say, Kosovo, when all the UN members recognise it, will become a full-fledged country, and it will also be landlocked. Great job. But I'm not counting that yet. It's not fully recognised yet. And Bosnia and Herzegovina may look landlocked, but it has a small little coastline in Croatia, which makes Croatia an exclave country. Leeway. Watch the start of the video again. In Asia, there are 12 landlocked countries. Kazakhstan, Mongolia, Nepal, Bhutan, Laos, Afghanistan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Armenia, Azerbaijan, and Uzbekistan. Just going to say, Armenia and Azerbaijan, you might call them Europe, but I say differently. Okay? I don't call them Europe, I call them Asia. Although, looking it up, in the Europe map I have, there's Armenia and Azerbaijan, and in the Asia map there isn't Armenia and Azerbaijan. So deal with that. Yeah. Uzbekistan's quite cool actually. I think it's one of the stands. Pretty sure it's Uzbekistan, and it's doubly landlocked. And it's a landlocked country, surrounded by landlocked countries. Like, pretty cool. It's like it's surrounded by Kazakhstan and like other stans. I'm so unprofessional. I don't have a map to tell me, because I don't remember what one Uzbekistan is. Anyway, and this is one of 2 doubly landlocked countries in the world. The other is Liechtenstein. Did I actually say Liechtenstein in Europe? Andorra. No, I didn't. So make the 11 in Europe 12, and then 13 if Kosovo becomes it. I'm so unprofessional. But Liechtenstein is also landlocked, but it's doubly landlocked because Switzerland and Austria, who border it, are also landlocked. Jordan and Georgia may look landlocked, but Jordan has a small little coastline, and Georgia borders the Black Sea, which I said before connects to the Mediterranean, so it's not landlocked. Okay, oh my god, I'm done. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and now you know what a landlocked country is, an exclave, and an enclave is. Next, I want to do a video on facts about Europe, because Europe countries are cool. I live in Europe. I live in the United Kingdom. Fun fact, I'm British. And I also want to do some other random videos telling you information about geography. Maybe not history, because I don't like history, but mostly geography. I love geography, as you can tell. I'm in there. I know nearly all the countries off by heart. I was gonna get my friend Jukebox, I think I said this at the start, to voice this, but he couldn't because time zones. So I'm gonna voice it. He might voice the next video though. So watch out for that. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed my lovely made video that I made. It's really bad. I made it in paint.net. But yeah, thanks for watching. Bye. Little footnote from about half an hour later after I've edited everything else. Little footnote, just saying. Yay, I'm done. I hope you enjoyed the video. Also, Jukebox probably will voice the next video, and also it does say Jukebox in some of the quotations because I made every bit of the background before Jukebox said he couldn't do it, sadly, so I then voiced it afterwards, which I think most people would do when they're voicing. But yes, thank you guys. I'm going to be bothered to fix it. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you maybe next week, maybe a month later. Bye.